मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, भक्त हरि उपाध्याय जी का एपिसोड 6 से सवाल है। प्रणाम गुरुदेव, आई एम फ्रॉम ओडिशा and currently pursuing my graduation. Sir, I want to touch your feet once in my lifetime. Sir, I have a question for you. I know that to attain the depth you have in your field, one has to have a very focused mind. Sir, I want to ask you as a student how you had maintained the focus in your student days and how you are able to read and write so much at this age also. Sorry, sir, I know I should have asked something related to topic. एक तो सर उन्होंने अपने सवाल में आपकी एज के ऊपर में बहुत ये किया है सर, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा।
Yes, I take a strong objection to this.
जी,
अभी तो मैं जवान हूँ भाई।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
That's a different, but he's right. I mean, और असल में जो बात हम लोग कर रहे हैं इसी में उनका क्या नाम है दोस्त का,
भक्तहरि उपाध्याय।
भक्तहरि, हाँ, तो भक्तहरि जो सवाल पूछ रहे हैं उसका जवाब हमारी इस मजेदार बातचीत में ही है। देखो मुद्रा दो चीजें होती हैं और रादर भक्तहरि
जी।
एज फैक्टर ऑपरेट्स एट टू लेवल्स।
ओके।
वन level is beyond your control. That is with the advancement of years, the decay of your physical capacities, your physical strength, that is beyond your, I mean, to some extent you can arrest it by good eating habits, by regular exercise and so on. But still it's a natural process. It will take place. Nobody can stop it. You can only delay it. You can only arrest it. But the second thing is the feeling of yourself, the feeling in your mind. I have written somewhere that when you stop asking questions and when you have more memories than desires and imaginations, then you are aging, you are growing old. I have a lot of memories. I have lived, next week is going to be my 68th birthday. I will be completing the 67 years of my life on 24th, to be precise. 25th is my birthday, 25th August. I have a lot of memories naturally. But still, I have more imaginations and desires.
जी.
I remember my trips to this city or that country. But at the same time, I want to visit even more cities and more countries.
जी.
I remember number of people, number of books I have met or I have read. And I still go on buying books. I still want to meet more interesting people. Therefore, I feel I have not grown old at that level.
जी.
Secondly, I still ask questions. And I know that I answer questions as a teacher.
जी.
And some people like my answer, some people do not. But so far as I am concerned, I know that I do not have answers to many questions. And I know and I would consider my life significant and meaningful if I could feel, which I sometimes feel, that I have asked the questions which nobody else asked. I want to ask the questions which have not been answered. And my academics has been oriented towards that. That is why it has been, in any case, controversial. Some people have liked it immensely. Some people attack it forcefully, perfectly understandable. For the simple reason that I have tried to ask the questions which people do not generally ask. And therefore, I can assure my dear friend Bhakti that not only at the age of 67, but Lord Jagannath की कृपा अगर रही तो 87 की उम्र में भी मैं ऐसा ही जवान हूँ और इसी तरह मेंटली अलर्ट और एक्टिव रहूंगा। शरीर का जो भी हो वो अलग बात है। सेकेंडली, जो उन्होंने पूछा फोकस और कैसे पढ़ा, क्या किया, तो इस पे मैं एक सजेशन दूंगा और मैं तुम्हें वो भेज दूंगा
जी,
You can put that link to our podcast.
sure.
A young friend from Lucknow, Himanshu Bajpai,
जी,
had
जी, जी,
interviewed me precisely on this. कास्ट से
जी,
किताब करके वो एक प्रोग्राम करते थे, तो कौन सी किताबें आप पढ़ते हैं, कैसे पढ़ते हैं, इस समय क्या पढ़ रहे हैं, क्या आपकी दिलचस्पियां हैं, तो वो
right.
आई थिंक विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर पीपल लाइक
भक्तहरि,
भक्तरी ना,
भक्तहरि,
हाँ
भक्तहरि.
हाँ भक्तरी वही कर रहा हूँ. The only thing at the moment I can say is this, that I have worked and I have tried very hard to keep my focus. And I still try very hard. Particularly these days when there are so many diversions in the form of Facebook, social media, Twitter, Instagram, and in this country these days, in fact in this world, there is not a single day when something funny does not happen somewhere in the world.
जी,
There is not a single day when something disturbing does not happen somewhere in the world. And since I feel connected, therefore everything affects me. So it's a very challenging task these days to keep focused. But well, I have tried. And I want to try even more. Frankly speaking, I am not very satisfied with the kind of focus I have been maintaining these days. I should be more focused. In my young age, to which he is referring, yes, I was very focused and वो जो अभी एक सज्जन कह रहे थे लॉजिकल इरेशनल की बात जो चल रही थी, तो मैंने उस पॉडकास्ट में भी कहा है कि बचपन से ही मैं लगभग पागल सा था. मेरा जो व्यवहार था, मेरा जो सोशल बिहेवियर था या काम करने का ढंग था, इट वाज सर्टेनली नॉट लॉजिकल और रैशनल. इट वाज क्वाइट लॉजिकल एंड इरेशनल. एंड एक तरह का पागलपन था. शायद उसी ने अभी तक मुझे सस्टेन कर रखा.
वाह, 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 वाह.
Now what is next?
जी सर.
Next is a quite longer one.
नहीं,
नहीं,
नेक्स्ट इज छोटा वाला. सुमन सेठी जी का वापस एक और सवाल है,
हाँ,
एपिसोड
हाँ,
6 है.
हाँ.
The religious sects and cults that are born during Bhakti and Sufi movement to break the orthodoxy and rigidity are somehow itself becoming rigid. Is it because of our unwillingness to understand the core philosophy properly, or we want to make it distinct to maintain separate identity for gaining superiority complex? Thank you, sir. Suman Sethi.
I think this is one question which must be answered historically. And this is a good idea. We must have a full episode dedicated to these punths and sects, which were formed out of Bhakti sensibility, like Kabir Panth or Lingayat sect in Karnataka or Sikh religious tradition in Punjab. So we will talk about them in some detail in one of these episodes. Basically, the thing is that every collectivity, every human collectivity needs a kind of individuality. We all are individuals. We all are specific individuals. We are different from each other. And yet we want to have a sense of connection, sense of connectivity with others like us. So that becomes a dynamics of cultural identity. So the sect formation is certainly, it's not necessarily pride and prejudice or any kind of aggression, but it is, or superiority complex, but it is certainly the search for a collective identity, which is quite understandable and natural.
थैंक यू प्रोफेसर. यहाँ पे नवल इंडिया करके जो हमारे एक दर्शक है, शुरू से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, उन्होंने आपके लिए सवाल लिखे हैं. ग्रीटिंग्स प्रोफेसर. क्वेश्चन 1. You advise to use Vivek. Do you not think that while saying so, you are making an assumption that everybody has Vivek? Do we all really have Vivek at first place? From an uneducated common man who is involved in religious violence to highly educated civil servant who is involved in corrupt practices. क्योंकि मुझे ये बात हजम नहीं हो रही है कि किसी के पास विवेक है और वो उसे यूज ना करे. लेकिन जब मैं फॉर इंस्टेंस सिविल सर्वेंट का एग्जाम लेता हूं तो ये बात हजम नहीं होती कि उसके पास विवेक होगा ही नहीं. Do both of them have Vivek? If yes, why are they not using it? Here point is why one fails to use one's Vivek if he has. Second, where do we, our morals, values, education system or society fail to develop the Vivek if one has not the Vivek? दूसरा भी सवाल पढ़ूं कि इसको पहले हम एड्रेस करें?
अगला सवाल भी ले लूं. पढ़ो.
Question
इकट्ठे जवाब
जी.
दो.
Question 2. We talked about rejecting the high and low of birth. Don't you think the surnames we carry are part of the caste system? And one may talk about secularism, equality, but we ultimately hand over our surname to our children. We are actually handing over our caste system to them. Are we actually handing over our caste system to them? Are surnames a matter of pride? Haven't you personally ever got a thought about dropping the surnames? You said choice is when you are born Hindu and then adopt Islam. Would not it be a better choice to drop our surnames, and that will help us to demolish caste system? What I think, rejecting the caste system in a discussion and then giving surname to our coming generations is like सारी रात रामायण पढ़ना और सुबह पूछना सीता किसका बाप था. Your comments please. This is Naval India.
इसके बाद एक और है मेरे ख्याल से.
एपिसोड 7 का वो भी पढ़ लूं मैं? ठीक है,
बिल्कुल.
एपिसोड 7 में नवल इंडिया ने एक प्रश्न किया है. It will be wonderful if Professor Agrawal can explain the meaning of. Sorry. Whenever I watch Professor's videos, I start with a pen and paper with an intention to take notes. But every time he leaves me with a dilemma. What to left as every line is worth to be engraved. Few points for your consideration. Number 1, is there any other compilation of your articles written in various English and Hindi newspapers or magazines throughout the years, apart from the books you mentioned? Number 2, is there any reading list for a beginner in a chronological manner, taking from ancient scriptures to today's literature, Indian or foreigner, to start from, a beginner who is in pursuit of knowledge? And number 3, may I get an opportunity to interact and interview Professor? I will be thankful. Suggestion: कृपया कमेंट्स में पूछे गए सवालों को एड्रेस करें, अन्यथा कुछ समय बाद आपके इन लेक्चर्स और मन की बात में कोई फर्क नहीं रहेगा. ये नवल इंडिया साहब ने लिखा है.
अब चूंकि नवल इंडिया साहब ने 2 मजेदार बातें कही हैं. एक तो ये कि सीता किसका बाप था, जो मेरा भी फेवरेट एक्सप्रेशन है. दूसरे उन्होंने कहा है कि इन लेक्चर्स में और मन की बात में कोई फर्क नहीं रहेगा अगर एड्रेस नहीं किया. तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि अब जब मैं अपने मन की कुछ बात कहने जा रहा हूं तो उनकी भावनाएं आहत नहीं होंगी. आई विल स्टार्ट एट रैंडमली फ्रॉम हिज क्वेश्चंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, is there any other compilation of your articles written in various English and Hindi newspapers or magazines throughout the years apart from the book you mentioned? I'm really surprised. If you do a primary Google search, or if you go to Amazon, you will find a whole list of my books. मेरी प्रॉब्लम यह है मुद्रा कि हर चीज आपको बनी बनाई चॉकलेट की तरह चाहिए. मैं खुद आपको बता दूं कि मैंने कौन सी किताबें लिखी हैं. मैं खुद आपको बता दूं कि मेरे लेख कहाँ छपे हैं. मैंने बातचीत के क्रम में कुछ कह दिया, जिक्र कर दिया. अब जैसे आज वो बात चली तो मैंने कह दिया कि आज मैंने फेसबुक पर या ट्विटर पर ये लिखा है. तो आप पूछें कि आप फेसबुक पर क्या क्या लिखते हैं, उसकी एक लिस्ट बना के दे दीजिए. क्यों दे दूं? मैं काहे के लिए अपनी किताबों की लिस्ट आपको इस कार्यक्रम में बताऊं? तो ये जो अंदाज है बात करने का, ये थोड़ा सा अटपटा लगता है. भाई, अगर आपको इन बातों में दिलचस्पी है तो आप खुद देख लीजिए कि कहाँ कौन सी किताब मिल जाएगी. इसी तरह देखिए, ये इसको मैं एक बहुत ब्लंटली अगर कहूं तो दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ मेंटल एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल लेजीनेस. यही उनके दूसरे सवालों में भी रिफ्लेक्ट करती है. मतलब, आई एम रियली सरप्राइज्ड. डज ही रियली थिंक सो दैट एवरीबडी stops writing their surnames, casteism will go away? Or the feelings of caste solidarity or good or bad things associated with it go away? If you just stop writing your caste surnames? This is an utterly simplistic understanding, and frankly, it's not that simple. क्योंकि इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो लोग कास्ट नाम लिखते हैं वो सब कास्टिस्ट हैं और जो नहीं लिखते हैं वो नहीं। इसका कोई मतलब नहीं, इट मीन्स नथिंग। सेकेंडली, अब जो दूसरी बात है, विवेक, very briefly, and I will touch upon this in some detail and probably in the next episode, but just to start the conversation. First, there is a difference between Vivek and information. This friend seems to be completely confusing information and Vivek. And therefore he thinks that uneducated person does not have the Vivek or indulges in religious violence. The fact of the matter is that it is not an educated person many times. In fact, most of the times these days, it is quite an educated person who indulges in religious violence. And those are certainly educated people who launch a boycott call every day or the other on Twitter. They are not uneducated people. Using the boycott calls or boycott threats in English, they are not uneducated people, right?
जी.
So let us not be confusing the information with Vivek or understanding or wisdom. Thirdly, again, not only intellectual laziness, but a certain, I'm again sorry if you are, if this is hurting your sentiment, please forgive me. It is also, I think, with humbleness and politeness, I would say this is also a misplaced sense of the importance of oneself. I mean, if I do not answer his questions, then my conversation is like Man Ki Baat. This is very interesting. I mean, I am answering the questions, even if I do not, I mean, this is for the first time that we are answering the questions in such way, mentioning people.
जी.
But in the last 6 episodes, we have been answering questions. We have been anticipating questions, you have been raising questions, and you have been picking up, even if you do not mention the names, you have been picking up from the queries and concerns from our audience who are commenting upon it.
जी.
So to say that if you, I mean, this is this is rather funny, but anyway. So in nutshell, please Google, go to Amazon, you will find many of my books listed there in Flipkart and Goodreads. If you are interested in anybody, forget me, anybody, you can try to search yourself. यहाँ मैं कोई अपनी किताबें बेचने थोड़ी बैठा हूँ यार. If you are interested, if you want to engage with me, criticize me or appreciate me, follow me or whatever, demolish me, आप ढूंढो, मिल जाएगा. Secondly, I do not think that caste system is such a simplistic structure कि मैं मुद्रा अपने नाम के साथ नाम नहीं, अपने कास्ट नहीं लिखता तो कास्ट सिस्टम खत्म हो जाएगा और मैं लिखता रहूंगा तो कास्ट सिस्टम चलता रहेगा. It's not that. Caste system is quite a complex phenomenon and it has to be addressed as such. जैसा मैंने कहा कि unfortunately बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ ये होता है कि they want very simple solutions to everything. Yes, there ought to be simple and profound solutions, but such simple and profound solutions come only and only when you realize the complexity. Complexity के realization के बाद आप simple and profound बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसके realization के बिना अगर आप बात करेंगे तो बात आपकी simple भले ही हो, profound ही. इसलिए मेरा निवेदन ये है, क्या नाम है इनका?
नवल.
इंसाफ का नवल. मेरा निवेदन नवल जी से ये है कि कास्ट के बारे में थोड़ा पढ़ें, सोचें. मेरा अपना जो काम है, मैंने भी कास्ट पर बहुत कुछ लिखा है और कबीर में भी लिखा है, उसके पहले भी लिखा है, बरसों से लिखता आ रहा हूं. तो जो है वो उसको खोजें, पढ़ें और उसके बाद बात करें. किसी व्यक्ति से बात करते समय उसे इस तरह चैलेंज तभी करना चाहिए जब आपने उसका पढ़ लिया. चैलेंजिंग टोन तब अच्छी लगती है when you are aware of the person and his work. Otherwise it आई मीन ठीक है, आपको करना है कीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। तो मुद्रा, आप एज यू सॉ, आई हैव टू रिसीव अ फ्रेंड वेरी सून, ही इज कमिंग ओवर हियर, so we will have to finish this at this point.
Sure.
And the questions from team will be taken up in the next episode.
Sure.
And some other questions if there are any.
Hopefully we'll have more by that, okay. So we can take it later.
And I'll send you that link. I'll send you that link to Himanshu Bajpai program. You can post it.
जी.
For the benefit of Bhakti and other friends.
Sure.
Okay dear.
Okay sir.
Bye bye.
जन्माष्टमी की बहुत
Thank you very much.
आपको भी और सबको
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
हाँ, एक बार फिर से जन्माष्टमी की शुभकामनाएं। बहुत
Thank you.
That reader.